Does it make sense?
How does it make sense to shave my leg?
Does it make sense to be with one person for your entire life?
Does it make sense that...
Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
それって意味ありますかという意味です。文脈によっては、それは理にかなっていますかという意味もあります。自分の言っていることに自信が持てない時にも、このフレーズは使えますね。一度覚えれば、今日からでも使えるシンプルな表現なので、ぜひ身につけてください。さらっと言えるように100回くらい練習しましょう。それではネイティブがどういう風に発音するか聞いてみましょう。
Does it make sense?
How does it make sense to shave my leg?
Does it make sense to be with one person for your entire life?
Does it make sense that...
Does it make sense to continue the chemo?
Does it make sense that the churches should remain untaxed? Does it make sense that a multi-million-dollar income should go untaxed year after year?
Does it make sense that you're running from a prince?
Does it make sense, Polly, my wanting to join up and go to Spain? Us notwithstanding.
Does it make sense to you that we're still coming up empty? How does it make sense that 20's old enough to vote or watch porn, but it's too young to have a beer?
Really?
How does it make sense when our entire life is in Boston?
Does it make sense that Elliot would include him in a card game?
Yeah, but in this instance,
Why?
Why does it make sense for me?
How does it make sense?
Only then does it make sense to live.
What you're saying, does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Hey! Wait, does it make sense for me to just be standing here, like, ready to open the door for you?
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense to you?
does it make sense, Captain Sir?
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense to start the search now?
Does it make sense to you to kill innocent people, to bring others back from the dead?
Wait, Gina, does it make sense?
Does it make sense to you to give up 10% of the Furies to save 90%?
And does it make sense to hire American counselors?
Does it make sense to you that he wants me dead instead of arrested?
Does it make sense that Leary was part of this?
Does it make sense to you?
Does it make sense to set people?
Does it make sense?
How does it make sense?
Besides, does it make sense?
Then does it make sense to kind of lead the conversation? You know, just till it gets to a point where they are asking questions.
How does he?
I don't know.
Makes sense.
Does it make sense?
Okay, does it make sense to you?
Does it make sense to try and make it back to the road through the woods?
Does it make sense?
It makes sense what the Nazis said.
Does it make sense? How does it make sense for me for any...
いかがでしたか？気に入ったフレーズを見つけたら何度も声に出して練習し、自分で使えるフレーズを増やしていきましょう。